Yes, ma'am.
Who's for? Who's for?
We're
who's
pro.
the guy?
We're for it.
We can't see the little lady right there on the side of you.
Little lady.
We can't see the little lady. We need to see her. Scoop at her.
Is that Sheresa?
No, lean back, lean back.
Okay, go ahead, guys, please.
I'm Jasmine,
Brianne Cook.
Brandon Benson.
Sheresa Lamb.
All right, and we're pro gun control. So just started off the definition of gun control. And we have several definitions. One of them is efforts to regulate or control the sales of guns, and also regulation of the selling, owning, and use of guns. And basically, it's pretty obvious that there definitely needs to be gun control. Because without it, there's crime, there's unjust murders, and it's pretty outrageous. Also, according to Second Amendment, gun shows, and also the ratio of guns to people, there should be a limit on who and how people can own guns.
Okay, just so that I can make an understanding, if you are for gun control, right, you're for no guns, right? And if you are against gun control, right, you're for people having their own guns.
Okay.
Well, not necessarily. It's more of a control of what's already present in the community. I mean, there's no way. So, like according to the Second Amendment, it states that the court ruled that the Second Amendment protects individuals' right to possess arms, but only at a lawful purpose, and also in a defense within the home. So we're against people having them out on the street, illegally, and to be able to control the gun, or actually be able to control the gun population in the community, which further takes away violence and unlawful murders.
Okay, well here's an ad-lib. As far as on my paper, whenever it said negative gun control, I understood that to be actually to be against the uses of guns and personnel having guns. So our statistics actually match. They go against people having guns. So let me just say that. Now, although I'm still going to continue. So throwing it back to myself, I am absolutely for personnel having guns, and the statistics say that in crimes that should be assaults, or crimes that should be murders, or crimes that end within rapes, and the person committing that crime has a gun, it says that the person who does not have a gun, they have about a 1% chance of getting away or surviving that attack or assault. On the flip side, it also says that if they do have a gun, which is the concealed weapons law that the U.S. carries due to the Constitution, if they do have that gun, in fact, that they do have a 50 percentile chance of getting away and perhaps getting out of that assault. So if you guys are for personnel not having guns, you said in the streets, we're average normal people, so you're telling me that as an average normal citizen, as my legal right, that I can't have a gun. Why would that be?
I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that we're trying to, gun control is meaning the control of all guns, sale or sold, and also owning and the use of guns. So there's no justified way to say that somebody pulling a gun on you on a corner or back alley or anything like that. There's no just way to say that that's a cause of being for a person having a gun. Gun control is being that let's control that person not even getting a gun if they're the type of person to come and pull it on you.
How are you going to justify what type of person is allowed to buy a gun and what not is? The federal law already states that if you have a felony or if you have anything in the system, you're not permitted to purchase a gun.
That's why
So then you're coming back and telling me that normal people who can purchase guns shouldn't have it as well. Let me just go ahead and say our definition for gun control, because it's a little bit different. Gun control, do you have a definition as well? My definition is the law that is used to just period owning of a gun, and is determined as gun control. What that means is the average person who is going to go and purchase a gun, if they go through that federal system, they should be able to purchase a gun. They should be able to carry it in the streets. And if something happens, they should be able to indeed defend themselves. I mean, there are several shootings and several killings where those people had no chance whatsoever. For instance, the shooting that just happened in Colorado, those people were just sitting in the movies. So what if someone had their concealed weapon? Could they have stopped that attack? Yes, and some say maybe no. But the fact that you say that they should have had that weapon, that man assumed his weapons legally as well. But he used them in the defense tactic, right? He used them against people who were innocent. But he should be punished. There's no way that you could tell those average people who were sitting in the movies that they should have had the opportunity to purchase a gun either.
We have that 60% of suicides are use 60% of people who commit suicide use guns, and we have that as of now there are over 300 million guns that exist in the U.S.
Yes, but those 60% I've read for suicidals were guns that were unlicensed.
Where did you read that?
We
Give me a statistic.
I got it from Google under www.guncontrol.
Because that's
And
crazy
basically-
because
and I'll tell
persons
you
who
why.
commit suicides find the guns in their house. If you found a gun in your
Exactly.
house, typically
No, that's not
someone.
always true. Everybody that have a gun in their home is not licensed. I have one in mine and I'm not licensed.
Okay, but the amount of unlicensed, because we're speaking on the macro and micro level. So according to the macro level, 70% of guns that are bought are due to federal. 30% is due to the street side. So according to micro and macro level, if you're going to talk about the greater existence of guns that exist legally, it's a 70 percentile. Those 30%, there's going to be illegal things going on all the time. So the 30% who are unowned illegally, there's really, you kind of have to let that slide under the carpet. But on the federal level, they've done their job, because whenever I did purchase a gun, all my guns are owned through federal levels. There's a federal criminal background check. There's a federal call they have to make. There's a federal response they have to get. And once you're told no one time, it goes into every single
That's for
federal
licenses,
system.
but we're talking about suicide.
No, I'm talking about owning.
We were relating to suicide. I was relating to suicidal because what she said.
Okay, because you said in suicides that they're not licensed. So the argument here, again, the argument here is gun control. Do we want to regulate personnel who own guns and whatnot? That's what your argument is, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can't really talk about not being licensed.
Well,
because,
but when she brought up suicidal, she said.
But you said that they're
most
not.
is
You
related,
said that they're
so
not
yes,
licensed.
they're not licensed.
That's not a true statistic.
That's
That's absolutely not a true statistic. In homes.
How are you gonna say that when I defined it on the internet? The same as
You just said internet.
Exactly.
You can't even.
So how did you
even
define
use
yours? The same way.
Well, let me speak out
Go
loud.
ahead, right ahead.
Suicides, for everyone to know, suicides are committed, the most are committed, 78% are committed between 13 and 17-year-olds. 13 and 7-year-olds got those guns from parents. Also, of that 78%, 56% of those are Caucasian. Of those 56% who are Caucasian, 48% of those guns are owned legally. So, let's just say again, your argument, it kind of kicks itself in the back, because our argument is that the federal law already does gun control. It already has a system in place. Those personnel who get it innately, those persons who get it illegally, there's really nothing. I mean, the federal law has done as much as it can, which is put the gun control laws in place. Everywhere you go, even a pawn shop, you can't just walk in and purchase the gun. They have to take your photo ID, plus they have to scan in your plastic card ID. If the date on the ID is out or is expired,